Monkey took an injured dog to hospital, and the nurse couldn't hold back her tears. It was a quiet afternoon in the small village of Greenvale. The sun hung low in the sky, casting a golden glow over the town's narrow streets. At the local hospital, Nurse Clara had just finished her rounds. She loved her job and cared deeply for every patient who walked through the doors, but the monotony of the day left her feeling tired. Just as she sat down for a moment of rest, she heard a commotion outside. Curious, she stood up and peered out the window. What she saw made her heart skip a beat. A small monkey was waddling toward the hospital entrance, clutching something in its arms. As it got closer, Clara gasped. The monkey was carrying an injured dog. The dog's fur was matted with blood, and its body looked limp, but the monkey held it tightly, as though its life depended on it. Clara rushed to the entrance, her heart pounding with urgency. The monkey, clearly exhausted from its effort, looked up at her with pleading eyes. It chattered softly, as if trying to explain the dire situation. "Oh my goodness," Clara whispered, bending down. "You brought him here?" The monkey gently placed the injured dog at Clara's feet. It patted the dog's head, then looked back up at her, its expression filled with hope and worry. Clara's eyes welled up, but she quickly shook herself out of her shock. "Don't worry," she said, her voice trembling. "We'll take care of him." She called for help, and soon the hospital staff was working together to examine the dog. It had a deep gash on its side and multiple scratches, likely from a fight or an accident. The monkey stayed close, refusing to leave the dog's side. Clara, touched by the monkey's loyalty, gently patted its head. "You're a brave little one, aren't you?" As the medical team treated the dog, Clara noticed how the monkey seemed to comfort it, softly stroking its fur and chattering soothingly. It was as if the monkey understood the pain the dog was in and wanted to assure it that everything would be okay. The dog, though weak, responded by licking the monkey's hand. Clara couldn't hold back her tears anymore. The bond between these two animals, so different yet so deeply connected, was overwhelming. After cleaning and stitching the dog's wound, the team set up a small recovery bed in a quiet corner of the hospital. The monkey curled up next to the dog, its tiny arms draped protectively over its friend. "Where did you even find him?" Clara wondered aloud. She imagined the monkey stumbling across the injured dog in the forest, deciding in that moment to save its life. Despite the risks and challenges, news of the monkey and the dog spread quickly through the village. People gathered outside the hospital, wanting to catch a glimpse of the heroic monkey. Children brought fruit and nuts for it, while others donated supplies for the dog's recovery. The village elders, deeply moved by the story, decided to honor the monkey with a special ceremony. They named it Hero, a title it earned with its extraordinary act of kindness. As the dog began to recover, it and the monkey became inseparable. They would roam the hospital grounds together. The monkey often perched on the dog's back, chattering happily. One day, Clara found them playing in the hospital garden. She smiled, tears in her eyes once more. "You two are something else," she said. "You've reminded us all of the power of compassion." Months later, the dog was fully healed. The villagers built a small shelter for the monkey and the dog near the hospital, ensuring they would always be cared for. The duo became a symbol of hope and kindness, inspiring everyone who heard their story. Clara often reflected on that day, the moment a little monkey carried an injured dog to her hospital. It was a story she would tell for the rest of her life, one that reminded her and everyone in Greenvale that love and kindness know no boundaries, not even between species. And so, the monkey and the dog lived happily together, their bond unbreakable, their story a beacon of light in a world that sometimes forgot the simple power of a helping hand or paw. As Clara watched them one sunny afternoon, she whispered, "Sometimes, it's the smallest acts of kindness that make the biggest difference."